Jerusalem. The 4 French Jewish victims of the Paris kosher market terror attack were laid to rest today in Jerusalem. President Reuven Rivlin, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and thousands of mourners attended the funerals of 21-year-old Yoav Hattab, 20-year-old Johan Cohen, 40-year-old Philippe Braham, and 64-year-old Francois Michel Saada. IBA's Aryeh O'Sullivan was at the funeral and joins us now in the studio. Aryeh.
Thank you, Laura. It was a somber mood at Givat Shaul where the funeral took place under the clear blue skies of Jerusalem. Thousands of people came to pay their last respects, many being shuttled in by special buses provided for the event. Most attendees were members of the French Jewish community living in Israel. The ones I spoke to said they were full of grief for the families of the 4 victims, but also they wanted to show solidarity against the attack on Jews. Some carried signs saying they died because they were Jews. Others wept quietly. The bodies arrived early this morning from Paris and were brought to Jerusalem, where they were laid out side by side and covered in the traditional talit. Family members, fathers, brothers, sons, each recited the Kaddish or mourner's prayer and ripped their shirts in a sign of mourning. The son of Francois Michel Saada eulogized his father.
He was in love of Israel. He really wanted to live here, and he will. He wanted to, all his life, he wanted to gather people, and he did. He's here now, and I'm sure he's really happy to be with you here.
Following prayers by the chief Sephardi rabbi, the nation's leaders spoke, and they all echoed the same message, that the 4 victims of the Paris attack on a kosher supermarket were not alone, but were part of a greater Jewish community. President Reuven Rivlin said, "This isn't the way we wanted to see you. We wanted you here alive." He said in his heartbreaking eulogy, it was inconceivable that Jews had to live in fear in Europe 70 years after the Holocaust, and they should come to Israel. But returning to the homeland shouldn't be done out of fear. We want you to come out of love. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who returned himself last night from Paris, said that Islamic terror was not just a threat to Jews, but to the whole world. He said that Western leaders are now starting to understand this. He added that deep in the heart of every Jew, they know that the state of Israel is there for them. And now, more than ever, Jews should come here, thus strengthening the Jewish nation. Opposition leader Isaac Herzog spoke against the never-ending hate against Jews and said the unity of the Jewish people would not let terror defeat us. The procession then quietly moved to the graveside where, in the end, it was only fitting that the 4 victims of the attack in Paris be buried in Jerusalem's earth. Laura?
Thank you, Aryeh. The only woman killed in the